So you said one particular day with gold, right?
Yeah.
So how did it come about?
So I think until I came home for like 1 week for the sniper school, I always felt just look on the chart when you see one strategy, then you just take a trade with. I didn't really think about combining more than one strategy to give you a confluence on a particular decision to make on the market. So I have never done that before. I even traded support and resistance. I was just doing fundamentals. You remember I was using the currency strength indicator. Currency strength indicator. I was using Forex factor. So I was just trading with what currency is strong or which one is weak. So I short the weak ones if they are the base, then I go long on the strong ones if they are the base. That was what I was doing when I started. So it was that data I actually studied Fibonacci, like you know the main strategies we use, trade, the trend lines and all that. So I got about 3 of them giving me a confluence on what to do with gold. So and then I got a prime entry. I wish I had a screenshot of it. I don't have it here. I got a prime entry on gold. I took that particular trade. I actually took it on my own. I said that for the first time I set my stop loss, my take profit, and it worked. And I did the same thing for like 1 week, and I realized that now I could trade gold, I could trade oil. I did the same thing with oil, gold. I even went on the indices, US 30 and then the Nasdaq. So that particular week I didn't trade any currency, but I just did gold, oil, US 30 and then Nasdaq.
What was that reality, right? That hit your mentality, that hit you when you realized that, wow, now I can really do this properly. What did you think to yourself? Did you think that then I'm going to be like the next multi-millionaire, the next billionaire?
Well, I didn't think that way because I've been with you for a very long time. I knew you can't just get up and say because one thing has worked for you today. A trader can have good days and then bad days as well, irrespective of where you've gotten to. So I knew that I just need to, I have to be in a procedural manner. I had to start from somewhere. What I'm even saying was like at the end of 2020, but I didn't even jump and start and said, okay, now I'm creating my own Telegram channel. I'm not working with you again. I'm creating my own Telegram channel. I'll start sharing signals. I'll start teaching. Like I didn't even start with that. I didn't even decide to do that because I knew I still had to go
through a lot of
distance. I had to go through a lot of process. So I even started, teaching the beginner and then intermediate section. I even started with that. You put me on that, and then I started taking trades on my own. Like I was able to stop relying on signal, my own analysis. So you even saw one of my screenshots and said, okay, now you're seeing nice sniper entry. So you even make me start giving trades on the channel. So now I just decided to go on, and then one day I just said, okay, look at how long we've been together, how long I've been working, how close I've been to the group. But I didn't just jump and then say, okay, now I'm creating my own, I'm starting
community,
my mentorship, I'm creating my own community. And even the funny thing is that most of the people who have come to me for mentorship sessions and all that, they come to me maybe through you, they've seen you, or maybe you're not able to, because of course you don't have enough time on your plate and all that. They come to me, some also see how my trades look, and then I've literally never advertised to anyone on my Instagram platform that they should come for lessons, or even my WhatsApp that they should come for lessons. It's through the work I've put in and then what I'm doing.
So have you personally had any positive, not negative, breakthrough trading moment that you felt like, oh wow, today I've really done this, and then you beat your hands to your own chest and say,
it was when I got, I don't know if you saw it, when I caught 1,000 pips on oil. Like I said, wow, like I've literally caught that. And even went all the way to 1,900 pips. I think even go to 2,000 pips on oil. Even this one was in this year. It was even this year. It was like.
You remember exactly how much you made on it?
I think I made about 2,800 pounds. It was in pounds.
2,800 pounds. When you convert it into cedis, how much?
On a particular trade, it's not like.
One single trade. That's like 27,000.
So I was really. That was the first time I can say, oh, I'm proud of myself. Because when we started growing, like when you write exams and pass, you don't usually feel proud of yourself. You feel it's something you can always do. It's something.
He's saying it because he's a smart man.
But for this one, it was something I knew nothing about, studied it, and now I can say I'm excelling in it. So when I was able to catch that, and then that was actually the first time I was able to hold profits overnight. Usually you can hold losses overnight. As for losses, everyone can hold them overnight because they feel they'll come back into profits. But if you're able to hold your profits overnight for them to increase, that's when you can see your trading psychology is building up. So I was able to hold profits overnight, and then I realized, okay, once I've been able to hold profits overnight, now I can say, like, there's a lot of things I can do.
Of course, a lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
Of course, now something that that point I really resonate with that. Not a lot of people have genuinely been able to hold profit overnight. Talk about 2 days, 3 days, or even a week.
So I could now say, okay, I've held a swing position for a long time, and then I've made this money on it. And oil is a very volatile commodity. It's not like a normal currency pair that you can hold it and then we are free, you relax. But for oil, it can literally go 1,000 pips and then reverse 1,000 pips, just like gold. So once I was able to hold those, that particular trade overnight to get to that particular point, then now I took my partials and then I left a small, percentage to run, and I left that one for almost about 2 weeks.
What would you say? What would you say would be like that thing that you'd have done right? Let's take it 3 years back if you are now starting to trade.
Oh, I would have taken the advice you gave me. I forgot. I watched the documentary and then I heard the same thing. It's like one of the most important things you've ever said to me, that the market can remain more irrational than you can remain solvent. So it basically means that if you think the position you are in, if you are in drawdown, it will come back into profit. The market can keep going in the opposite direction longer than the money you have in your account.
Look, it quite recently happened to me with USD card trade, right? I had to just take the L because I'm so used to this. But just today I was literally just scanning through my currency pairs and I'm looking at where I took that entry, where I closed, and then where the market is now.
Yeah.
Because I almost decided to be stubborn with myself. Let's just hold it for a first time. It's going to come back. Look, that thing has run over 300, 400 pips extra. It would have been catastrophic. So that phrase may be a little bit confusing, but I resonate with it. I think you understand, which is the market can run far more irrational than you can remain solvent. I see. That's what you'd have just.
Yeah, if I have taken that particular advice, even without the knowledge and then relying on the signals, I would have at least made something.
What would you tell somebody who wants to start trading now?
Anyone who wants to start trading now, you need a proper mentor. Like, it cuts the learning curve short for you. Because if you want to rely on...
But a lot of people say mentorship is expensive, and then...
Mentorship is
what about that?
Like, literally, we have something in the tree. An adage in our local dialect, like we say, now.
Direct translate as
direct translation, like you want the literal direct to use meat to catch meat. So if you want to catch a crocodile, you have to bait it or entice it with chicken or something. So basically, and then usually, like, I also got to realize that anything good doesn't come cheap. Like, and then it even works with normal human
life.
Like the same thing he pays for. If you give it to him for free, he would think it's substandard service.
True.
Like, he would literally think it's substandard service. So the same person who is saying mentorship is very expensive, that same person, if you give him the same thing, by now that same person is getting relevant information for free, but he's not taking it seriously because he's getting it for free. So sometimes there's a lot of gems in free.
Of course.
Free knowledge. Like, just take knowledge is knowledge. There's a lot of gems in free knowledge, because if someone is teaching something for free, usually if you are teaching inadvertently, you end up giving good things out. No matter how you think you strategize, you still give good things out. So what I'll tell anyone who thinks mentorship is very expensive, or maybe you don't have money for mentorship, the free information you're able to lay your hands on, take it really seriously and then practice everything and utilize it very efficiently. It might end up changing your trading game, for the long haul.
So what is your personal journey from here in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
In the next 1 year, 2 years, now that I was becoming a mentor on my own, now what I want to do is to just transform the lives of people by creating more mentors. Having a long learning tree to have people say, okay, I learned from him and now I'm also teaching someone. So I always say the best trait of a teacher is to have a student who is also teaching someone.
Of course.
So
and then when it comes to personal, not even generally personal, the material stuff. When are you bringing the Lamborghini down here?
The Lamborghini if our road will be wood. But I'm also looking to acquire my own, house like you've done for yourself. I'm also looking, because I saw it it means that it's possible, because when it started. I saw it when it started. It means that it's really possible.
The process.
So I'm also looking to expand I have side business, like I have side fashion businesses to expand them and then get a house for myself, start advancing my life, then also look to settle down like you have.
Explain that well.
I've already explained it. Is there another synonym for that?
I see. Settle. Then you have to start early. Do you have a fiancé?
I don't have a fiancé.
That was a long pause.
Because I was looking for the definition of a fiancé. A fiancé is someone you propose to.
Okay, do you have a girlfriend?
Oh, I do actually, but I'm not saying her name.
Okay. We interpret.
Everybody would think it's that.
You see, all the 10 people. That's been an interesting journey for yourself. Now, like, I am a trader and then a mentor, and I have a community So do you, right?
Yeah.
Why did you find it a need to even have a community of your own?
Oh, because it's just like being a junior pastor in a church.
And then now you branch.
And then now branching and having, you feel there are more souls to be saved than one person can do.
But I hear the allegation when the people say that, oh, pastors, they are not even spiritual, they are just, taking the congregation's offering and then spend. So you also say that as a mentor, you're just in for okay people. But how different is that? What's the motivation?
The motivation of being a mentor. Like I said earlier, I also want to be a shepherd to other people.
But you hear that allegation?
Like, oh yeah, I hear the allegation about pastors, about mentors, about literally everything. Anyone who decides to do something that involves people that happens to go with subscriptions or pay money. That's the main thing they say. But like people, fail to look at the positive things you are doing for the people. Because I can count the number of people who have gotten positive feedback from our channel.
Yeah.
They far outweigh like 95 to 5%. Like comparing them to those who say the channel hasn't done anything good for them. There are so many people, like anyone who say the channel hasn't done anything good for them.
But people also say, okay, Mr. Come on, now you made, was it in £2,700, and then you've been making a lot of money. We see your screenshots, and then you're doing so good for yourself. Why do you want us to pay as little as this amount for your community or to learn with you? Like, why won't you do it for free when you're already making the money?
I said, if people need to place a value attached to anything they are doing, anything they are getting. Like people tend like naturally based on psychology, they tend to place a value on it. So if usually they're not getting a good thing for a fee, usually people don't.
So are you saying if we had a set of people who would have valued the free thing, you wouldn't have charged money for it?
Or we don't have any set of people who would have valued the free thing as well.
Maybe we could have. But
even if we have, I wouldn't have done it for free because it's still my time that I'm giving out. So it's still your time that you're expending in that particular enterprise that you're doing. It's still your time you're using it to teach the people, and your time is expensive because you have other things you could have done, but you're using it to teach them. So usually I say if you are paying for anything, you're paying for the knowledge and you're paying for the time. Don't think about what the person like how much you are giving to the person, because you are paying for the value of the information you are getting or the knowledge you are getting, and you are paying for the person's time. It's really important. People usually don't think about the time you are expending when you are teaching them. You are teaching someone in China, you are teaching someone in Australia at dawn 2 a.m. They don't really value that particular time.
Waking up,
because you could be sleeping, but you are using that time to teach them because you want to do it. So it's the time, people are paying for the time a lot. So it's the value that you are bringing on board, and then the time you are expending that people are paying for. So the knowledge they are getting, you are paying for the knowledge they are getting, you are paying for the time, which is also a resource of yours. That's what they are paying for.
I see. So, you're a finance student, right? You do maths, and then you understand projections and everything, right? So, what would you say about allegation when people say that, oh, look at this mentor, most people make money from signals and education than they make from Forex. Are you somebody who we can say that about?
Oh no, because literally I was making money from Forex itself before I even created a community to start, mentoring people, and then before I even created a community to start, giving out signals, and I had already started making money as a trader already. Like making money on the market is actually more fulfilling than any other, even though every additional stream of income is
important,
still welcome and still important. But when you make money from the market, you feel more rewarded as a trader. You actually feel more fulfilled because now the people you are teaching, you're also making money from it. So if you are teaching someone, you know what you're teaching him is not chaff. And then you can't advertise, you literally can't advertise, you can't say you are a mentor if the people you've taught are not making money as a trader. So once I don't have anyone I've taught who come and say what they taught me when they are applying it, it's not working, I can probably say I'm happy with where I am. And then because I said earlier, I started trading and then making money from the market itself before these so if you study my channel, I literally have just signal subscription. I don't advertise any other thing like for now, because I actually enjoy making money on the market more. There might come a time where I'll have time for the other things to also come in, but now I focus more on trading. So if I wake up and I'm trading, and then I see any trade that will also help my subscriber. Like the trade I gave on GBBJP, I actually took the trade last night before I slept, and I made the money. But when I woke up, I realized that I've made money with my community. How are they also feeling? That's why I gave the trade out. And even as a Forex trader, I feel you should feel more gratified if you're making money on the market. You should rather prefer to make more money on the market than on your additional streams of income. Because if you're making money on the market, you don't push people to come and join your mentorship. People who really make money on the market, they usually, you even be asking them you want to join your channel. Don't know if you like, when I was managing the community, when I was managing the community, people literally complain that you're so rude. Why they are bringing you money and then you're not minding it, because you're making money on the market. So it doesn't matter. You're not really fighting over their money, whether they join or they don't join. You actually don't care.
Do you do investments?
Oh, I actually do investments.
How?
But I because like as I started from the streets and I have a finance background, I like physical like investments. Like my investments are all like physical. You do this. Like you
No, I'm talking about Forex. Forex.
Like taking people's money. Oh no, I don't do Forex. Like taking people's money and then promising them returns. Because the market, like I said, you don't decide where the market moves or what direction it goes. So you can't literally take people's money and then tell them you give them this percentage. It's unrealistic because you can't promise them a percentage. When
Have you not had such
places? Oh, I even had an offer today. And even yesterday, I posted a video on my channel, and then if you look at my comments, someone was even asking me, would they pay taxes on the returns I'm promising, and I didn't even respond to that. Like a lot of people think, so because it places like undue pressure on you. You've promised people percentages, so now even if there is no trade, you are forcing trades to come out. So you realize that you even get to a point where you start running a Ponzi scheme. Because now you are not able to trade and make money because the market is not moving every day. I think the last 2 months, even though we were making profits once in a while, you realize that it wasn't really going. It wasn't really going the way volume. Yeah, it wasn't really going. So now you realize that you start running a Ponzi scheme by advertising for more people to join. You promise them unrealistic returns, and then you use new subscribers' money to pay old subscribers, and then it will just be going in that cyclical manner. So when it gets to a particular point where the principal or the capital is not coming in as it used to, now you find it difficult in paying others. So there are so many people who were in our channel in other countries who are complaining that they've taken people's money that they want to trade for them, promising them returns. They've not been able to pay them, and now they've been arrested. We even had someone who was in jail who was taking us,
Wow.
And then even one lady even messaged me on Instagram that she took people's 100,000 or 120,000 Ghana cedis, and then she said she's trading for them, and then she has blown some of the money, and then now the people are on her neck. Now she has to go and hide. So because if you want to avoid things like that, you need to stop just running these investment schemes. Just focus on your trading.
So what's your formula for scaling up to reach that height where you're gonna now, travel the world, acquire all the properties, all the big car, huge, but you're literally starting with maybe say 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 or the 10,000. How do you then scale up to like then those 100, 200, 500,000?
So for me, mostly what I do is, a lot of people make mistake in just saying, okay, I have a $2,000, I have a $1,000 account, so let me just take trades that will move it swiftly to 10,000, 50,000, and then now, so you realize that you'll be doing that. Maybe you take one trade, it will go well for you. You make 2,000, but the pressure you place on yourself, the way you're able to make the money quickly, in the same way you can lose the money if the market doesn't, because the market won't be 100%. I don't know if you remember that Euro USD trade I lost. We had gone on a streak of 14 straight trades where we had won. True. So the funny thing is that the day we announced, that we've gone on a streak of 14 straight trades, that was the day it didn't go in our favor. So imagine you have started with a $2,000 account, you've traded it, so you've gotten to $20,000, and then that day is the 15th day. And then the funny thing is that the more money you make, the more risk you're able to take. The more risk you're able to take. So you get to a particular point where now you take a higher lot size, it doesn't go in your favor, and now you either blow the account or it brings you back to square one. Now it affects your psychology, you are demoralized. So what I do is that when I start trading, any money I make, I either withdraw, place it in a different trading account, or if I know I'm building this particular account, if let's say I start with an account of maybe $1,000, I trade it to 1,005. If I want to increase the lot size, maybe if I use 0.1 as my lot size, now my lot size is 0.15. So I know I have accounts for scalping, like something I just use to pay bills at home. I'm sure you also have that. I trade this to pay bills, and then I trade this to save in my bank account. So when I trade this to save in my bank account, I want it to get to a point where now I can, when I increase my savings in the bank, now I can use that to fund a bigger account and then start scaling up that way. That's how. And then I also try to bring in more money from my other businesses I do, because people usually don't think in that particular manner that the money you make outside trading can also be brought into your trading account to help you up, to scale you up to get to a particular point where you can attain that financial freedom that you want. So I do that a lot, like bringing in income. Like I always say, you know, I mean, I literally sell everything. So I bring in income from every single endeavor I do. I bring in, you know, capital from that. I fund my account with it. When it grows, when I make profits, I withdraw, save them. In my
So
account.
aside that story that made you lose that huge money, have you had subsequent encounters where, you know, you face the challenges of like losing?
The funny things are from that time I've not faced, because that was when everything became clear. You know, usually like a lot of traders, we get to that epiphany, like a point where everything becomes clear. We get to that particular point where you see everything clear. It usually happens after a loss. The funny thing is that it rarely happens when you win, because when you're winning, you're usually not thinking about anything else apart from your wins. But if you win big after losing really big, now you think differently. So because I lost really big and then I won big after, I now knew how to. And then, you know, when I lost big, I sat down and learned. When I lost, you know, there are people who, that when they lose in Forex, they give up. They say, I'm off trading. Yeah. And now when they get money, they want to come back and come and trade, but they didn't do anything to revitalize themselves. But when I lost, I came to sniper school, and then I said, now I'll learn. Because I remember they were forcing me to come and learn, and I'll say,
you think all your students will succeed?
I want all of them to succeed, but to be realistic, there are some people, like everyone and why they learn. I actually have a student who said he likes buying courses. Everything that he sees interesting, he likes
to learn it.
So he just wants to learn it. He doesn't really want to trade with it. And then I also have someone who also said her rent is due, so she wants to learn to start paying. So you realize that the pressure on her is different from the pressure on the other guy. Yeah. So the funny thing is that when they bring the history of their trades, the one who said he just wants to learn, he's always making money because he just wants to learn. So when he learns, he's trading, and he has money, he's rich. So now when he's trading, he feels free when he's trading.
And do you also think your financial circumstance has a role to play in your success as a trader if you come from like a rich home?
Sometimes it does. Like mostly if you have someone who already has the money, who is not afraid of losing it, who learns really well, that person tends to succeed more than someone who can afford to lose their money. Because usually, I think I heard a story where one trader said he had two students. One, he gave them $200 each, and then he told one guy to make sure he doesn't lose the account, and then every week he expects him to make 10% on it, and then he told the other guy to just trade it, feel free and trade it. So when he came back after a week, the one he told to make sure he doesn't lose the account and make $20 on it, that person had blown the account because of the undue pressure on him. But the one he told to just trade it and trade for freely, he actually doubled his account. So because the other one knew he can lose the money and it's okay for him to lose it, he was able to trade without any pressure. I've even made a lot of mistakes like that. When I started trading, I'll say, oh, I want to go and watch a movie with this girl at the mall, so let me sit down and scalp some Euro USDB or some GBP JPY, and then because I don't want to use my pocket money for it. So now I know that because I'm trading because I want to make $100 today. This is what I want to do. So I now go for one lot and say I just want 10 pips. 10 pips. The funny thing is that you get to 9 pips, you are seeing $90 and you say no, I want $10. So you should get to $100. Sometimes it exceeds the $100, but the ease with which you make the $100, you don't close your profits. So usually I don't like trading with pressure. Like saying I'm trading because I want this, I'm trading because but it works for a lot of people as well. It works for some people.
What will you tell somebody who wants to quit their school and then go into trading?
I wouldn't usually advise people for that. And there are also people who say they want to use their school fees because they hear a lot of romantic stories of people saying I use my school fees to trade and I made so I made this. So they also want to quit their school. But I usually don't do that because I had a friend who quit his school to do this network marketing thing. I think I've told you about that before. He was in level 400, but he quit and then he went to do that and then it didn't go as planned. And then he didn't defer and then now he has to start from level 100. So he has started from level 100 again. So I don't advise people to quit their school because the thing is that your education also gives you a backbone. The funny thing is a lot of people think it's easy to make money on the streets. But the funny thing is that the easiest way to make money is someone who has gone to school and has gotten a degree and has been able to get a job. That one is more stable and then it's easier to do because you know there's a formula. This is what you have to do. That one is easier to do than. So at least you can just go to your school, get your certificates, start working a bit, get some capital from there, and then use it to come and trade. Instead of saying you are quitting school and then you are using your school fees to start a Forex account. Because if it doesn't go, you have nothing to fall back on.
So I'm like, now you were one of the very bright students all in school, mostly the first, second position, striving for high marks, went through the whole process of university, finance degree, and now you've literally put it on the side and you want to focus on Forex. Like, what's the motivation, and will you ever go back to your certificates though?
I think before I went to senior high school, I think you know, I wanted to do science because I wanted to be a medical doctor.
True.
And my dad said, the funny thing is I was raised by my mom. She literally paid everything fees from my, and then I go to Form 3, and then my dad came in the picture, and then he said the science would be too expensive, so like I should go and do
the business.
So I went to senior high school. We did business. So I realized that business was actually for me. So I'm actually okay with that. But when I go to the university, I just sat down one day and I said, like the way they decided they want me to do this course, I never want to put in that position again. Where someone will decide what you should do.
Yeah.
So you realize I even started working. I worked for like 2 years before I went to the university. So I said, okay, now let me start working and start making money so no one can tell me what to do in life. And then the funny thing about school is that when you start working and then you have to go to the school and then you start getting small money, you start making some money, it will be difficult for you to go back to school to further your education. But one day
the money is respectable.
It will be difficult for you to be interested in like going back to learn and then like giving up on the money you're making. True. So I think one day I came to visit you in school, like in university. When I came to you, the way the whole place was, and then the way you invite, I saw all our classmates, and then you were actually chatting, and then I said, no, this is something I have to practice like this. So I actually went to Institute of Chartered Accountants first. So I did a part 1, and I realized that it wasn't too challenging. So let me just come to the university. I wanted to just chatter and then forget about the university. So I said, let me just pause it and then come to the university. So when I even came, I realized that you're also doing a course at GSC, and I said, okay, let me also enroll in that course.
Exchange.
So me, mostly the school, and then it was for the joy of learning. So when I go to that point, I realized that I was going to school because like I enjoyed learning for the joy of learning, not because I wanted to make money. The funny thing, a lot of people were like, when we are about to write exams, I wasn't really going for lectures. Usually I summarize all the slides. So the night before the paper, then I just catch like 2 of my friends. Then I teach them that we go to the exam and then we use that to write our exams. And if we don't get A, we get B. So they said, but just why won't I sit down and learn so that I'll get first class or something? I said, so that was when I realized that if I get first class, I might start thinking society owes me a job. So once, usually people who get first class, there are few people who get first class and say they will not use it to work. People will not believe it, but I was one of the people who said, I don't want first class, so I will not learn. I know when I learn the night before the paper, I can get A, I can get B. So I'm okay. Once I know I can get that. I don't know if you remember Yao Singer when we were in SHS, he was like the smartest person we ever knew, but he realized that it's easy for him to get the smart. He doesn't want to be first anymore. He's okay if it's between first to fifth, so he doesn't want to stress over that. So I also go to that point and said, okay, now I know I'm in school because I want to it's easy for me to I want to learn, so I'm okay with that. I don't want to stress over anything. So let me just get these certificates.
Do you think intelligence played a role in your success as a trader?
Yeah, it did.
How?
Because it was easy for
so it
me
means that when somebody is not smart, they are not.
No. When somebody is not, no, it doesn't mean that way, because psychology also plays a huge part. But I mean, it was easy for me to learn. I literally learned everything in one day. I don't know if you remember when I joined I came to joined the sniper session. You saw the notes. I wrote everything down. So after that time, I didn't sit down to learn it. I just started learning everything, and then started practicing it. So it was easy for me to learn as a trader. But now the applying it is what's different from the intelligence aspect. So you have to be smart, really, really smart to be able to do it. Usually, you have people who can write exams and pass, because examination intelligence is different. But from this part of the world, we judge people by how they pass their exams instead of how you're able to apply the knowledge you are taught. So we have people who are able to apply the knowledge, they are taught, but can't sit down and then write exams. So as a trader, you should just be able to apply what you are taught. Every single thing your mentor teaches you, you should apply that. So even though intelligence played a huge part in mine, there are other forms of intelligence as well. It's not just examination, write and pass exam, memory exam that matters. You should also know how to apply every knowledge you acquire as a trader. You might never know, you might end up changing your trading game. You might start doing groundbreaking things in there.
Do you have any opinion or reservation when it comes to indicators? Like people that learn trading with indicators, some moving averages, some stochastics.
Okay, for me, because I've never used an indicator before, I usually don't think about that. But I know in trading, there's a saying that every strategy works. It depends on you and then how you're able to apply them and then your trading psychology. But for me, I don't use any indicators I've literally never used an indicator before. Like I said, if you have a mentor, it cuts your learning.
True.
It cuts short your learning. So you don't have to be interested in any other thing to be able to trade. So I didn't use any indicators. So I don't have any issue with anyone who uses them.
What will you say somebody who has that enthusiasm to start trading just because they want to turn $200 to $2,000?
If you are someone who wants to turn $200,000 to $2,000, it means that you should also be willing to lose the $200 easily and not flinch. if you are someone who can do both, then you can trade that way. If you know you can lose that $200 and then you will not be pained, you will not feel sad about losing that particular $200. In other ways, I'm trying to say someone who has money can think that way, because if he loses that $200,
can get another one.
You can get another one. But if your fees is $200 and then you are coming to trade because you want to turn that $200 to $2,000, good luck. Like, you should also, because good luck. Like, that's all I can say. Good luck. It's usually people who can afford to lose. If you are thinking that way, it means that you should also accept any losses that come with it.
What about people that, we know all these are South African brothers who just stick to trading, especially the indexes, Nasdaq, US 30. Why wouldn't you think that is like maybe perhaps the formula for success in trading?
Because I've also been trading. Because I'm also trading, it's different from someone who is not trading, and then the way the person is enamored by what they see. Because I'm also trading, I know it's not as easy as it looks and sounds. It puts, you have to go through the grind. I don't know if you remember the last Zoom session we did with the subscriber members, where we were just trading, sharing, and then sharing ideas. We are saying we are doing that easily because we've been able to do it for a very long time. And I think Messi even said it, the footballer Messi said it in one of his interviews, that he's able to do some things easily because he has spent almost 20 years practicing the
same thing.
So because he has, so someone in South Africa is sticking to just, something this is going hard on them, trading, some are even trading with just fundamentals, using, sell limits and then all those things, limit orders to, and then they have huge loss, $100, they're making the money. You don't know how long they've practiced and how much money they've lost before getting to that particular point. We all make losses. The person might not share the losses with you, so you think it's all rosy there. So, of course, like I said, it takes a lot of practice for people to be able to do the things they do, no matter how easy it might look to you. It wasn't easy for them. It took a lot of practice for them to do.
Well, today you've shared a lot of your experience journey with us. Do you have any final words you want to share with people out there? Anything about Common Forex, what they should expect of you, your new things coming up, anything?
I would like to share with everyone, your subscribers, that, and then also follow me on my social media on my social media networks, that my YouTube channel will also be coming up soon. So I'll be sharing a lot of educational content there. There will be a lot of fun content to help anyone who wants to learn how to trade as a beginner, to know how to set up your platform, your trading platform, your brokerage account, all of that. There will be a lot of videos loaded with much content to assist you through your journey as a forex trader. So watch out. It will be out soon. For Common Forex. The link will be shared in this video, so subscribe, and then more content to be coming out soon. And then I also want to say to anyone who wants to be a trader that, like I said, don't be enamored by what you see. Sometimes you need to understand that it was difficult. What we are doing is we are doing it because it's real, and then we don't care. Because you don't really want to prove anything to anyone that what you're doing is real. But it wasn't easy for you to do, so it's never easy. It was extremely difficult for us to do what we are doing. So I would like you to understand that every knowledge that's imparted on you, take it really seriously. No matter how easy or free you might think that knowledge is, every knowledge is really important. So take it really seriously. Study it, take it really seriously, and then try and apply whatever knowledge you are given in your trading journey, your trading life, whatever you are doing. Apply everything, and then it will end up going a long way to improve your trading habits. You might not believe it, but take this from just whatever knowledge you've been given in the past. Just sit back, write it down, try and apply it in every decision you make as a trader, and then it will go a long way to improve your life.
All right, Charlie, I really do appreciate this conversation, this Jenny sharing your insight with us. So you guys, you just had it. That's Common Forex. I'm going to put his Instagram handle there, Twitter, everywhere in this video, so you guys can follow him and then network with him as well. Without wasting my time, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. As usual, follow me on all social media at KOJOFOREX. Click in the link in the description to join the KOJOFOREX Telegram community, and make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to this video, and click on the bell notification so that when I post any other video, you'll be the first to watch it. And then make sure to leave all your questions, doubts, everything in the comment below, and then I'll be very glad to answer to you. Without wasting my time, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What do we say to them? Peace out.
I'm just say that we want to go.